welcome to ABraz Around the House. Today I'm going to be jumping into a little bit of technology and unbox and test the ZHIYUN CRANE M2 Gimbal. And this gimbal is pretty wide range in its capabilities. I like the fact that it goes to about 1 to 2 pounds as far as the weight of the camera. It will do, using adapters, it will do your phone, a GoPro, or a small camera, like a mirrorless type camera like the Sony that I use. So we're going to give that a try today and see how well it works. So let's jump right in. The Crane M2, this is their website, and one thing that I was, like I said, impressed about is that it'll work for the small camera, it'll work for a GoPro, it'll work for a phone, and so it has a lot of possibilities. Seeing a lot of good reviews on it, so was excited to be able to get this and try it out. So this is what it looks like. The ZHIYUN CRANE M2. Let's go ahead and unbox it here. Very nice. I like the packaging. With a little card here. Let's see what's in that. Looks like it's our instructions and a service card. Packaging. Pretty cool. Almost like its own little case. Oh. It is like its own case here, so guess you could use this also as your case. I wasn't expecting that. Very lightweight. This is a stand for it. Looks like that's a strap. Probably just strap somewhere on the side. Oh, right here at the bottom. I guess you put that around your wrist in case you drop it. Looks like we got a charging cable here, USB-C, and then this looks like it's for a smartphone. And that would be the screw to attach your camera. This must be the actual, yeah. This is the adapter that you used for different types of phones and cameras. So that looks like it slips right into this spot here. You have to unlock this, and then it slips in there. Then you can push it in to take it out. So once that's in, then you adjust this right here and tighten it, and that's going to give you the adjustments for balancing the camera. You see that right there. And then you tighten that right there to be able to balance it. So it's going to have several balancing points. Adjustment here, up and down, adjustment over here. This goes in and out on the base. There's quite a few. And that's one of the things that, then you have a locking and an unlocking. So that unlocks it, so it spins, and then you can lock it back. Okay. Well, I'm going to check the charge on this thing, and then we'll come right back and try to balance it out on with a camera attached to it. First step in setting this up is to balance it because you have to have perfect balance for it not to overuse the motor and therefore wear that gimbal out or put too much stress on it. So you have to start by putting this mount on, and this mount just slides as I showed you before whenever I unboxed it. The mount slides right into this slot, and then you attach the camera to that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And that's where you use this little screw. And I use the far outside, the farthest outside spot because this the size of the camera. We're going to just snug it up, and so now I've got it in this vise. I don't have it tightened very tight. Obviously, I don't want to break the housing on this, but it just snugged up on this vise helps me hold it so I can balance it properly. As you can see right now, that's not balanced. It's got to balance both on this tilt, and it's also got to balance side to side. And so that's where all these adjustments come into play. You have the adjustment of the camera itself right here, and then this this adjustment here will slide back and forth a little bit. So you have to keep all those in mind, and every camera is different, so it's going to impact how it's going to work. So I'm going to do the tilt first, and right now it's tilting down, you can see, so we're just going to go ahead and back that up a little bit. Tighten it up. Okay, still got quite a bit. I'm going to go the opposite direction. Better. So I'm going to get it fairly close there and just kind of snug that up. Well, that's not as close. I'm going to back off a little bit more. Once I get it close, I can use, okay, that's getting pretty close. So you can see right now, but it's still slightly tilted up. So at this point, I'm going to adjust this one here, and this will raise it up and down. Obviously too much. It's pretty good. Let's go a little bit further. I'm gonna go back to this adjustment. You can see this is a little bit of a tedious process, but too far. And another thing you have to keep in mind is there we go. Another thing you have to keep in mind is anything that you have can affect the balance that you haven't put on the camera. So like if your lens changes, or you don't have your SD card in, or you flip your screen out, all these things will impact the balance. But it looks like that's right on. So that's good on that portion. Wow, this is already balanced on the side even. Let's see what we got here. Now I'm gonna have to spin this around to show you the other side. So we've got this adjustment right here, and that affects that side to side horizontal balance. And then we've got this adjustment down here that also affects it. As it stands, I'm going to tilt this and see what happens. It's pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and tighten that up. There is a little lock down here, if you can see that. There's a lock down here, and you can lock that into place so you know that for this camera that's the correct setting. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to make sure this is locked in and the bottom one is locked in. Oh, there's this one, this adjustment right here as well. So you have quite a few. I'm going to see what one that affects. I know it slides this in and out. It doesn't look like it really affects anything. Maybe it has to do with, it's not affecting the balance either way. I don't know if it has to do with the lens itself, how long it is, but I'll just leave that one be then. Make sure that's locked in, that's locked in. Oops. You can see why I had that in the vise. And then this bottom one here is locked in. I think that's pretty well it, and of course the one on the bottom is tight. So here we go. And we're going to go ahead and turn it on. This is the button over here. We do have a little slight, it's wanting to go to the right. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so we're going to turn it on right here. You hold that power up, and you can see it's now it's in control. So I can move it. Let's move it down here so you can see left to right. Good. There is a setting here where you can move it left to right, like or up and down, so you can manually use that right on the gimbal itself. I can't go too high because I've got this adjustment so far back that it does hit the top of the camera there if I go too high. So I'll have to play with that and find a good sweet spot, but very cool. So I'm going to shoot a little bit of footage and I'll put that at the end. You'll make sure you want to watch that, and we'll see how it turns out as far as the actual quality of the gimbal in the footage. So let's give that a shot. All right, well, I was able to test that gimbal out with my Sony camera and walk around a little bit with it. I'll show some footage at the end of that. Still have a few things to learn as far as the menuing on the gimbal itself. Let me switch over here. This little joystick is important because you can do your up and down and your left to right manually with that joystick. And if I did have it connected also to my camera either via my phone or by cord, I could record with this button. This is the menu button, and that takes me through the different options. You have to hit the menu button to go left to right and up and down to be able to do that. And then there's like a point of view setting as well there. This is the power button. You hold that up to start it, and then this is also a menu button as well. This will lock it into place. This little button right here, or this little tab right here, you have to turn it till it drops, that pin drops into place, and that'll lock it into place there. Not quite sure what this button here does. It's some sort of trigger. I guess I'll find that out soon enough. But overall, seemed to work pretty well. Had, in the meantime, had to hook my camera back up so I could do the rest of this video. So the Crane M2 has been set up completely, seems to work fine, and looking forward to using that a little bit in the next video that I do whenever I get into some of the garage episodes. So don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell, and we look forward to doing some more videos for you very soon. Have a great day.